Hope, Alaska is located 16 miles down a dead-end road, about an hour and a half outside of Anchorage. If you were to fly here from Anchorage, you'd only have to travel a few miles, but you have to go a full hour and a half around the Turnagain Arm to get here. So people who get here are really looking for Hope Alaska. We love it here. We love Alaska for its rugged wildness and for its community, its people. Every morning we don't know if we're going to see a bear in our yard or a bull moose in the pond or a porcupine walking across our deck. It's exactly why we moved here. It's because of this untamed wilderness that we love, that we call home. Dirty Skillet is the name of the restaurant here at Bear Creek Lodge. And when we first decided to name it Dirty Skillet, we definitely felt like, oh no, we're gonna really upset some people by naming it Dirty Skillet, because previously it had been a place where if you rented a cabin, you had this beautiful 5-course dinner that came with it, but it was pretty much just for cabin guests. There wasn't a lot of community involvement. So Dirty Skillet was sort of our approach of how do we get people to fall in love with the restaurant and hopefully inevitably fall in love with the cabins and want to be a part of staying here too. And we all sat around this fire one night trying to come up with names for the restaurant, something that we knew we'd serve hearty foods and heaping foods and home-cooked foods, but we didn't have a name. So we sat around this big fire and we're just, man, can't you imagine back 120 years ago when all the miners were here and they sat around fires and they just, with their old dirty skillets. And we're like, wait, that's it, the name, Dirty Skillet. We woke up in the morning, we still thought it was a good idea. And we've really found that Dirty Skillet has in fact brought community together and given people this experience of just a glimpse of what life might have been like 120 years ago when Hope was really in its heyday. Bear Creek Lodge is made up of 8 different cabins that sit around Bear Creek Pond, and Bear Creek itself runs directly through the cabins. One of my favorite little cabins is called Trapper Dan's Cabin. When we were coming up with names for each cabin, Trapper Dan was this character, this person, who was a real person who used to live in Hope about 100+ years ago during the mining days of Hope. And he was sort of known for running around town with his red undies and shooting wildly at the moon. He was just somebody that really resonated with me, I don't know why. But I really liked his story, the little bit that I did know of it, and I sort of wanted his legacy, whatever his legacy might be, to continue living on. We even actually named a soup at our lodge restaurant after him called Trapper Dan's Soup. But it's this perfect little Alaskan log cabin that sits directly next to the pond and the creek, so you fall asleep to the sound of the creek and you wake up to fish jumping in the pond. It's just this perfect little log cabin. It's been photographed in all sorts of different things. We found it in a national calendar and even on a puzzle. It's just perfect. It's exactly where you'd imagine you'd want to stay when you come to Alaska. Hope, Alaska's Bear Creek Lodge is arguably the most beautiful piece of property in all of Hope, Alaska. It has the charm and the culture and the history that people are really looking for when they're looking for an authentic Alaskan experience. We have the pond with the boats that are available for guest use and this little hobbit-like sauna that people will sit in and kind of join for community. We have salmon that spawn here under the creek nearby, and just a really neat experience for people and different travelers. Every cabin is so unique that everyone gets a different experience, and at night we light up this bonfire and people share the stories, the adventures of the day. It's a great place for family reunions and retreats and weddings. There really is so much culture here. We're located a quarter mile from downtown Hope, so you're within close walking proximity of the busyness, but you're outside of the noise. Really is that place that you're looking for when you're looking to really truly get away, unwind, and get off grid.